Welcome to Liverpool's Centrel News, bringing you the latest updates, breaking news and local headlines from the heart of Liverpool. 5 key Liverpool players absent before RB Leipzig clash. Liverpool will be without some important stars when they travel to Eastern Germany to face RB Leipzig in the UEFA Champions League on Wednesday night. As expected, Harvey Elliott and Alisson were absent from the final training session today. Elliott was targeting a return around this time given a foot fracture while in the England under-21 setup during the September international break. Alisson, meanwhile, is expected to be out for up to 6 weeks following a hamstring issue suffered against Crystal Palace. Liverpool could now miss Diogo Jota too after the forward also missed training. Jota had to be substituted off after just half an hour during Sunday's game against Chelsea, with head coach Arne Slot saying he wasn't sure what the problem was in his post-game press conference. Slot also mentioned that he would be surprised if Jota could make the trip, which opens the door for another start for out-of-form Darwin Núñez. Also absent from training was summer signing Federico Chiesa, who has been absent from Liverpool action since he was seen on the bench for the game against Wolves at the end of September. The injury to the Italian winger remains unspecified but is clearly serious given it is now coming close to a month out of action. Chiesa's absence also limits what Liverpool can do with Jota out too. Any ideas of moving Salah central become more difficult without a potential Chiesa to replace him on the right. Bradley joins absentees list. An additional absence is Conor Bradley, whose omission from the squad on Sunday came as a bit of a surprise given his strong performances over the international break when captaining Northern Ireland. Slot didn't say too much at all about Bradley after the game, just saying that the right back was not in. It remains to be seen how significant that is for the youngster. On a positive note, Alexis Mac Allister was seen in full training with the squad after being resigned to the bench due to illness when returning from international duty with Argentina. Curtis Jones performed spectacularly in his absence, leading to Arne Slot having a decision to make for the European affair on Wednesday. Additionally, Trey Nyoni was seen in first-team training. Nyoni was called up to the first-team squad for the last Champions League outing against Bologna, but is yet to see any league action. This will be a welcome sight after signing his first full professional contract with the club just last week. It'll be a return to their former club for both Ibrahima Konate and Dominic Szoboszlai, who made 95 and 91 appearances respectively for the hosts. Konate joined Liverpool in 2021 whilst Szoboszlai made the move to Merseyside last summer. 4 incredible players Richard Hughes will be watching very closely against RB Leipzig. Klopp's appointment as Red Bull's global head of soccer from January was seen by some fans as damaging to his Anfield legacy, but the positive spin is that Liverpool would now be in a favourable position in any negotiations with players on Red Bull's books. With that in mind, we have identified 4 players that sporting director Richard Hughes should be looking out for on his scouting trip in Eastern Germany. Castello Luqueba. Any left-sided centre-back is going to be on Hughes' radar given the contract status of Virgil van Dijk, but Castello Luqueba has certainly earned his plaudits. The Frenchman has been a key aspect of Leipzig only shipping 2 league goals this season, averaging 1.86 tackles per 90 minutes compared to Van Dijk's 0.5. Whilst this points to Luqueba needing to tackle more often than the Liverpool captain, who does a lot of his defensive work via perfect positioning, his tackling success rate of 57.1% outranks Van Dijk's 50%, showing him to be highly effective in duels. The Leipzig defender also averages 0.68 progressive carries per 90 to Van Dijk's 0.13, indicating a technical confidence that could certainly be worked with by Arne Slot in a similar manner to what we've seen from Ibrahima Konate this season. Benjamin Sesko. Despite only having scored twice in the league this season, adding 3 more in their Champions League losses, Benjamin Sesko profiles as a raw, impressive striker. The Slovenian's first goal against Juventus sums him up perfectly, sprinting across his defender and using his entire range to collect the ball before firing it off the underside of the bar. His goal against Atletico Madrid also displays the other aspect of his game, driving through midfield with the ball before capitalizing on a rebound to head home. At around 6 feet 5 inches tall, he cuts an intimidating figure, but to lean on an old adage here, he has great feet for a big man. In Slot's system he would be perfect at dragging men out of position and away from Mohamed Salah, Luis Diaz and co. As well as providing a physical threat that Liverpool currently lack up front. All smiles for now, but serious Liverpool problem is inevitable. Liverpool went into this season with a lot of doubts surrounding their left wing. So much, in fact, that there was at least half an attempt to sign Anthony Gordon from Newcastle United in the summer, but that deal wasn't exactly a priority for Liverpool, and they were happy to head into this season with Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo as options on the wing. One of them, surely, would push forward and make that position their own. Yes, they were inconsistent last season, but Liverpool just needed one to stamp their authority on the role. However, both have done it. Diaz and Gakpo have started the season on fire, frequently looking like the most dangerous players on the pitch. That's despite Arne Slot splitting their minutes pretty evenly. Diaz has been the pick in Premier League fixtures, starting 6 of 8, but Gakpo was then the pick in the Cups. And Slot typically swaps one for the other. In terms of Premier League minutes, Diaz is 11th for Liverpool and Gakpo is 12th. A problem is brewing. But here's the issue, each is playing so well that the battle for a position isn't going to suit them. As we say, they're 11th and 12th for Premier League minutes. At other clubs, however, they'd likely be far higher on the list. If Gakpo wasn't around, Diaz would be up there with the 4th or 5th most. Instead, he's subbed out of Premier League games more than any Liverpool player. We're not sure how long the pair will stand for that. At least one of them will surely want a guaranteed starring role. They're both playing well enough to deserve that, anyway. Managing the minutes between them, and doing so in a way that keeps both players happy, is a massive challenge for Slot. It's a problem that feels inevitable with one of them at the very least, especially if they keep playing this well. It's all smiles for now, but that surely won't last forever. Thanks for watching. Like and comment. Subscribe.